I tried to make a video last night. I had a very frustrating evening, and we're going back to Harley B scooter. This is our scooter land. As you can see, the pieces of the ground up bearing and stuff are still there, the evidence of it. I wanted to explain to you guys out there that wanted to change a back wheel. The tires are better off taken to a service center. This tire, I wanted to tell you folks something about inflation. You see this line right here? That line's got to be congruent, even, all the way around the wheel. As you can see, it isn't. That's either a sign of underinflation or the tire has been deflated and it was sitting out of round. I tried to cover, when this camera started acting fruity, that this is a semi-bituminous. It's not a true nylon tire per se, even though it says nylon on it. They're your worst enemy because they shrink. They also have a ply rating, which this, I believe, is a 4-ply tire. It's a fairly healthy Dunlop. It was made in India. In order to drop the back wheel out of these scooters, and we'll get back to the tires, try to get a semi-bituminous tire. As you can see, this tire, when you put something all back together, you still got to take it all back apart. This one's it. The tire's bad. It's out of round. The good news is it does run. And I want to cover the carburation on these for you folks. These two bolts here, take the cable, it's in a guide there with that nut and it's pinched in there. There's a little hole. Pull your cable out. These two bolts, and remove the exhaust completely. Slide the engine back and that'll let you get your chain and everything, except for this one has a tensioner. That'll let you take this belt off. This scooter also now has a black pulley on it. For you guys that maybe saw it before in the video, that was the wrong size pulley that was on it from before. Like, as I said, the guy had some half-assed idiot, and I got half the parts back, and this guy that owned it could never pay me, even though I'm going to give him some sort of compensation in good faith. He couldn't afford my bill on that. Now we're going to cover the other issue after I just knocked the tripod over. The carburetor on there, the bike would idle, it would run, but it just wouldn't run right. Lord and behold, I started it up today. I did try to ride it. It had no power. It would just puke out on me. The seals, even though it was a brand new carburetor, these are leftover factory carbs, 13 millimeter. It's a Delorto knockoff, but it's the old style. So the seals inside of that carburetor, the rubber is probably all hard. As you can see, I have it all back together. I'm going to get a performance air filter for this so you can work this choke right. Those chokes are all fruity. Every one of them, they either work rough or they don't hold up real good. This is a cheap fix. It's beer 30 here. I prefer the Seafoam, but this is called Chem Tool. This works better actually in 2-cycle. The Seafoam seems to clean 4-cycle and injectors. That seems to have a little more of like a rugicide. I always say about rugicide, it's an old term for a rubber compound to treat rubber. It leaves it shining. It was part of Armor All's invention when they actually went to the milk stacks silicone. There's still a slight bit of the rugicide agent in that. And in saying that, we're going to get this cable up. I had a very frustrating day yesterday. Nobody can do anything right. I got the wrong printer cartridges. They gave me the stuff for my old setup instead of the new one on my internet order. Somebody just did an assumption quick instead of looking. I'm telling you, I'm just so sick of the incompetence. And then last night on my way home, I almost had a heart attack. My phone was out for a couple days. For some reason, I didn't get another card. When I got the card, the new one, when Walmart uploaded the card, it just did not go through, and I got such a hard time. I ended up standing there in line for 2 hours. And then there was another place exchanging the wrong parts that AutoZone ran up here. I'm telling you, I can't win for love or money. Nobody can listen. Everybody's stupid, and everything's called by some fruity new name. The problem is the generations of people that work with these things, they're turning over, and they're calling it what the new companies that are taking over, that are transforming, they're calling it something else when we're calling it by its trade name. It's very hard to do business that way. But it's a nice bike, and it does run now. It does idle. It really had a raspy idle to it, and all of a sudden it settled down. It's even more compression through the exhaust, so it probably wasn't dropping enough fuel. It was barely running. Now that the seals and the accelerator pump are semi-working again, we're going to try to do that. They make an SHA 13 millimeter Paco carb for these, for you guys. You got to look for it. Paco carbs is kind of obscure on the internet unless you directly look for them under the PACCO name. We're not going to put our covers back on until I get an air cleaner shoehorned in there, because there might be some sort of tightening or something. I might have to drill a hole there, which is going to be a real peach. But